Good morning. How's everybody doing? Good morning. How's everybody doing? They sent the shy guy up here to say good morning to everybody. So let's try that one more time. How's everybody doing? Are we excited? Are we at Google? All right, just so Google it. I'm Anthony Portantino. I'm proud to work for Google, and I'm the California guy, and we're in California, and we love small businesses, and we love what you all do. Let's give it up for all the Google folks who put this on today. Let's make some noise for the Google team. And the Hello Alice team. Let's make some noise for Hello Alice. So we got a great day for you to learn, to share, to grow with Google, which is one of our departments. And so small business, as we all know, is so important to what we do. Underappreciated, undervalued, and so necessary for a healthy economy. Just when I see the data on when we help you be more efficient, we create more jobs because you get to do more business, because you get to focus on your core mission. And so that's what today's all about. So I get to introduce the head of Hello Alice. Now, I got to tell you, you know that phrase, GOAT, greatest of all time, right? She is a GOAT in multiple fashions. Before women were allowed to rope calves in rodeos, they were only allowed to rope goats. She is a premier, so she's the GOAT greatest of all time to help small business and with Hello Alice, but she's also a goat roper in real life. Isn't that cool? She multitasks. So let's give it up for Elizabeth Gore from Hello Alice, who's going to kick us off, and welcome to Google.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Good morning, everyone. How we doing? Howdy. This was an early start to an event, but you're all business owners, so you probably don't sleep anyways. Is that right? Yeah. How many of y'all from California? And outside of California? All right. Big Cali group. Okay. There's some Texans here. Well, I just want to start by thanking Google for hosting us and their amazing home. Y'all know the Howard Hughes story? This is the hangar. Isn't that crazy? And so we'll hear more about that. That's why you see the term the goose everywhere, which is really fun. And PayPal is with us today, and Etsy and Progressive. We're so glad to have everyone. And most of all, we're excited to have you. I'm going to kick this off in a way that gets your energy going. We usually do this at the end, but I would like all of you to pull out your phones, please, and take a picture with the person next to you. And then, because here's the deal, we really want to promote each other's businesses. So take the picture and then tag their business. Listen. Also, tag Hello Alice, and tag their business so we can promote their business. Okay? This is how we help each other. You guys got to do this in 1 minute or less. Okay, tag your business, promote each other, okay? You guys have to buddy with each other. Here, so you guys can help each other. All right, tag each other. All right, we got it? Ooh, look, Derek Johnson's here. Hi, Derek Johnson. Okay, so the whole goal is that we are helping and promoting each other's business, okay? I got to be a school teacher and tell y'all to bring it back. Bring it back. Okay, how many of you are in the food industry? Food. All right, how many of you are creators? Creators, health and human services, finance, construction. Where are my ag people at? Oh, never ag people. You know why? Because they're working their asses off. Y'all come on in and sit down. Y'all welcome our other folks in. Come on in. Okay, so today we're talking AI. How many of you use AI in your personal life? Y'all come in and sit down. Sit down. We're a family. Y'all welcome everyone and give them their chairs. Okay, how many of you use it in your business? Interesting. More of you use it in your business than your personal life. How many of you don't use it at all? Good for you. She's going to save the world. You're going to save the world, okay? So here's the thing. How many of y'all have enough time in your life? Aha. Oh, the guy who doesn't use AI has enough time in his life. All right, we're going to have coffee later. I need tips. Okay, the reason I think AI is critical is time. It's going to give you back your time. And so if you can really learn adoption of tools, and a lot of you, look at this. A lot of you in our survey that we did with Google, okay, you're excited about it, it's important, you're using it, and look at the bigger one. It saves you time. So here's the tough thing about business, okay? How many of you would rather be making pretzels or making music or making that t-shirt or your art or doing basic accounting in AI, right? Yeah? This guy probably does. The guy, yeah. So listen, you have to take the time to learn so you can have more time for all the stuff you're excited about later, okay? All right? So today we're going to hear from amazing people, creators, musicians, deep experts. Rose is going to come up and tell us how we need to do everything here in a minute. Did you tag each other? You promise? Don't let me down. All right. Okay, so follow Hello Alice. Anything you hear today, please post it so we can educate others on it. Anyone who is a Main Street Rising Award recipient, please come up here and sit here because we're going to acknowledge y'all later. Okay. So I'm so excited, and I'll come back in and out today and chat with y'all, to introduce Rose. Rose is the VP of Search. She's a mother of 2.5, one coming, and she's going to start educating us on how we're going to use these tools. So come on up, Rose.
Wow. Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. So I get to start with how people use search and how we think about search at Google. One of the things we talk about all the time is that human curiosity is limitless. People are always coming up with new questions to ask, especially about the world around them and about the businesses in them. So we're working on making it easier to ask anything a search. Every year, we're seeing 5 trillion searches from around the world. Kind of a crazy number, right? Every time I think about it, I'm like, I work on this product, and it's still mind-boggling. So if you think about what that means, right, and how search is evolving, 5 years ago, let's say I'm planning a trip to LA. Let's say I want to be here for the World Cup. I would break my trip and my ideas and my goals into keywords. I would say hotels in Santa Monica. I would say flight deals. I would maybe say things to do, sushi restaurants. And I would try to triage all of these into, these smaller searches and create a plan and create, my dream trip from there. Today, we're seeing something very different. We're seeing people actually just tell us what they want. In full sentences, sometimes paragraphs, sometimes essays. But let's take a sentence today, which is things to do in LA with friends during the World Cup. We're big foodies and we love exploring down the beaten path. By the way, last night for me was, good solo diner places around Culver City, right? And this is really changing the way people discover where to do, what to do, and where to eat. And also increasing their expectations, right? So they want all their requirements fulfilled. I am vegan, I am gluten-free, I'm coming with my kids, I need outdoor dining because I do not want them disturbing the rest of you guys, having a nice night with your friends, et cetera, right? And so, let me see. The magic in how we do this, can you guys see? For some reason, the slides went away. Is it there? Okay, I'm gonna keep talking. So the magic in how we do this is a product called AI Mode. Hopefully you guys have used it, right? What it does is that it takes all these very complicated questions and break it down into different components. So think about it as Google doing the Googling for you, right? So we take that question I asked, and it does a lot of implicit questions with it, like, what's the weather like? Okay, flights. I should search a bunch of different flights across a bunch of different dates to actually see what the best prices are. Restaurants, I shouldn't give you restaurants that aren't available, right? Or that are not open, or that doesn't meet your requirements, right? And then we really stitch together a response that actually shows the user what they want to know, right? And when we start that conversation, I would say this is another critical difference. We're expecting to engage with the user even more. So we might not get it right the first time completely, where you might have new ideas as you get that answer. You're like, ooh, that looks good, but actually I would love to do a hike. What does that look like, right? Is there a restaurant nearby? And you can imagine that conversation you will have with Google in this moment. The key to this magic is something called knowledge graph. So this is billions of verified facts layered onto the web's richest content. Local reviews and videos, real-time pricing and availability from our partners, from our SMBs, and geographical data from Google Maps. We're also increasingly bringing personalized context when you opt in, from previous searches to your Gmail. So what restaurants do you normally go to, right? Have you booked there before, right? Do you always travel with United generally, or Southwest, right? Taking those preferences into account so we can make your answer even more tailored, even more interesting. So really thinking about like having an awesome partner who really knows you to help you plan your ventures, right? And finally, we're starting to think about what it means to have agents that really go out on the web, into the ecosystem, and take care of some of the grunt work. Because everyone loves dreaming, but no one really loves making spreadsheets, right? So thinking about what that looks like, or making phone calls to a million places to get availability, right? Thinking about what it means to take AI to the next level and truly be helpful to you, right? And a lot of these things that I'm talking about, you'll see the same concepts as we talk about AI tools for SMBs. Okay, so our original query. What to do in LA with friends during the World Cup. We're big foodies. We like exploring off the beaten path. AI mode immediately crafts a tailored response for that vibe. It maps out fan zones, watch parties, dives deep into those more off the beaten path neighborhoods that mostly only locals know about. I'm sorry, locals, if we end up flooding some of your favorite places, right? And now, the best part, as we talked about, right, really making this custom to you, you can also just say, great, I like that. Why don't you plan me a 4-day itinerary from June 12th to 15th? We're soccer fans. We want to experience a sporting event. We want to have time to explore and eat food. It'll put it into a custom itinerary for your trip. You can continue asking questions, curate it, customize it, co-create with the AI. And let's say my group decides that we want to do a bike tour. So at that point, we'll pull up the local favorites, which is Bike and Hikes LA. And this really matters because as people are asking these more specific questions and planning deeper conversations with us, it's another opportunity to place your business directly in front of high intent travelers and locals at the moment they really need it, when they're ready to explore. The businesses in this room are really what makes LA amazing. And we're excited to help you guys tell your story. Okay, with that, I think you guys should hear from someone directly.
I started Bikes and Hikes a little bit over 10 years ago. We're a fixture in West Hollywood, especially my son Ante, who's 3 years old, loves running around helping the mechanics. You know how the saying goes, if you do what you love, you don't work a day in your life. And for me, I love the outdoors. Our motto, experience LA, don't drive past it.
I mean, I think it should go without saying with the name of our company, but LA is the perfect place to go biking and hiking. One of the big ways that people find tours is from Google. We constantly keep our Google business profile updated. The photos are key. We want to have the best representation of what we do because we do some really fun stuff. Through our Google profile, you're actually able to purchase one of our tours just right there from the map.
So we have all kinds of people coming in for tours from all corners of the globe, but also locals from LA that have just never seen this side of their city before. When people come back from the tours, we actually find that they're even more excited than when they left.
It brings a big smile to my face to hear people say that, it was the most memorable experience they had in Los Angeles.
Awesome. So, really excited to talk more throughout the day. And then I just want to highlight something. For a limited time, we have a newly launched AI professional certificate for free for our SMBs with this link, which you can take a picture of. We'll probably also send out. So that way, a lot of things I talked about, like how to co-create, how to get out the grunt work, how to think about building custom agents and things like that, you can use to run your business and to use AI to sharpen your strategy and help tackle that repetitive part of your day. So you can have more happy customers who are actually going on bikes. Okay, thanks.
I'll welcome up Derek and Tone. And while they're coming on up, I want to hear who wants to tell me about their business real quick. Do you like to?
Hi, everybody. My name is Valeria, and I have an Islamic gift shop in Irvine, California. And it's called the Noor Company, and it is a curated collection of products made by Muslim women small businesses.
Awesome. Thank you. And how do people find you?
Google.
What's your website or Instagram?
Our Instagram is the Noor Company LLC. That is our tag. And then NOUR Company, LLC.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I got to give this guy a quick hug. Hi.
Hello there.
All right. I'm so excited to dig a little bit deeper. Huge honor today to have Derek Johnson, the head of NAACP. Hello Alice and NAACP have been deep partners for a very long time. They are actually an equity owner in Hello Alice. And this week, it's crazy that Derek's here because it's the Image Awards here in LA. So we're honored to have him. And Don Liu is the chief, and it's so perfect what we just saw because he's the chief tourism officer and counting on all the small businesses, right? In this city. So excited to have y'all here. Derek, we'll just start with you. Thanks for making it over. It's a big, just give us a quick play-by-play of what's going on this week.
Good morning. Is this on? So NAACP, some of you may be aware, we're the oldest civil rights and largest civil rights organization in the country, 117 years old. This week is Image Awards Week. This is where we honor individuals in the entertainment industry who actually lean into the culture and present a quality product. We believe that art is advocacy, and how we are seen on screen is how we're treated in public policy in streets. And so we started on Monday with a golf tournament, and we began to announce winners in over 60 plus categories. The live televised show will be Saturday night on CBS, BET, but it really is an opportunity to celebrate the culture. And the culture for us is not only Black culture, it's American culture.
Thank you. And we'll just keep going. You all have a pretty major commitment both to small business owners that you're going to talk about a little later today. But give us a quick, what do you think about AI adoption in the Black-owned small business community?
I'm still learning AI, right? I put we all are, right? I put something in there. And what's funny to me is when it hallucinates. It's hilarious, right?
Is that a you problem, Derek, or is
no?
that?
I think the more the technology is perfected, the less it would do it. So it's fun in early adoption to watch how it kind of string along logic that's not there. I have a few friends, I'm a lawyer, who tried to use it to do a case briefing. One of my friends, he came back, he said, "You're not going to believe this," because it created case law that was never heard of before to bridge a gap. But I think as the technology continues to get perfected, we're going to find that it may close some gaps between large and small businesses. It would free us up to really lean into our critical thinking around how to perfect our products. And it can open up access in ways in which the encyclopedia could never have imagined. But we have to do it responsibly. We need more guardrails in place, and we have to ensure the contaminated data is not informing bad decision or widening gaps.
Don, as it relates to, yes, go ahead, clap away. We need big energy in this room. This is good. So tourism is such an important part of the small business economy. And what is the relationship like between your office and these small businesses? And how can they work closer with you?
Good morning, and thanks for inviting me this morning. I'm your friendly neighborhood bureaucrat. I've been with the city of LA for 25 years and 1 month, and I'm a short timer, believe me. And I'm really, really lucky to have the job that I have as Chief Tourism Officer for the city, because not only am I in charge of the convention center, which itself is a big business, and a great opportunity for us to work with small businesses, but the other big piece of my job is, be crass about it, putting heads in beds, because that generates hotel tax, which goes into our general fund and helps pay for cops and streets and fire and all these other kinds of things. So up to about $300 million a year, now about $350 million a year is what my department helps to generate in bed tax every year. The tourism industry relies on small businesses, anything from your small motels. I wouldn't call our large hotel chains small businesses, but there are a lot of small motels and small hotels, but there's also the Airbnbs and other, short-term rentals that are, really kind of high-tech platforms for small businesses that people own and run. But even our meetings business, which is a big piece of my job at the convention center, we hire local folks to do the flowers, to do the decorating, to do the food, and then I also oversee our destination marketing organization, which is the LA Tourism and Convention Board. It's a nonprofit organization that markets the city, and we have a lot of small business members there. One of them happens to be Bikes and Hikes. Is a key member of our LA Tourism and Convention Board. Lastly, I do want to mention some opportunities for small businesses that the city tries to promote. We probably don't do a good enough job at it, but if you go to business.lacity.org, there's a small business navigator. I think it's called Business Navigator, but most importantly is a program called RAMP, Regional Access to, I don't know what
awesomeness.
Something about procurement. The P is procurement, but that's the best opportunity for small businesses to see how they can provide goods and services to the city of LA, all of our programs and all of our departments. And so I encourage you, there's a process, so that's why you go to the Small Business Navigator. You need to be qualified it helps to be qualified as a small business enterprise, maybe, weeby, DB kind of opportunities there. But if you go to that website, it's a great opportunity. The other thing that I'm closely that I work with closely is the major events that are coming to Los Angeles. We just had the NBA All-Star last couple of weeks ago, but we've of course got FIFA World Cup coming up. Eight matches at SoFi. But we also, right before that, we have the U.S. Open of golf for women in the city of L.A., and then, of course, the big one, the Olympic and Paralympic Games in 2028. I work closely with the L.A. Sports and Entertainment Commission, and I think they're LASCC.org, but they've got a small business program that's really, really great. It started when the NFL had the Super Bowl here at SoFi in 2022, and the NFL at each of their cities that they hold a Super Bowl do amazing outreach to small businesses. And we saw what they were doing here in LA in 22, and we asked if we could keep it. And it's been a legacy from the I forgot what number Super Bowl that was. But we kept that program at LA Sports and Entertainment Commission, and it's been a really great opportunity. businesses are pre-qualified. I think there's over 400 on the list now. And anytime there's a major sporting event, or even small events, we make sure that the promoters and event planners take a look at our local small businesses.
So
sorry to take so
I
long.
appreciate that. So really important, y'all, to get registered on those different websites, get those contracts. They tend to be legacy contracts too. They'll last, which is great cash flow for y'all. Rose, I want to come back to you, and I want to go back to your search hat. Yeah. And what is the number one thing small business owners should do to ensure that that they are being searched appropriately?
That's a great question. So what we're seeing is that small business owners with rich business profiles, so Google My Business profiles, get 7x engagement. So it's
When you say rich, they fully fill everything
they
out. What does that mean?
so there are photos, right? If you're a restaurant, you upload your menu. People understand if you do takeout and like what delivery services or reservation services you support. You are encouraging your customers to review. That always really helps. If there's an event happening or there's deals and discounts, you're posting about it or updating, your business profile on that. This is how people make decisions, right? So as we look at recommendations that Google's giving for whatever the user question is, they're usually given, 3 to 4 different businesses to compare, and that's how they decide. And when they have more information, when they really understand not just, where's your business located and what's your phone number, but like, what's the vibe of your business? How do people feel when they eat here, when they do something here, when you perform a service for them, right? That's when they choose you. So that's my encouragement. And there are a lot of AI tools to make that easier and more helpful, right? Which I think we'll talk about today as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, Derek, I want to round out with you. Leading the witness a little bit, but we Hello Alice NAACP, we're partnering significantly on AI seminars, grants, and different programs. Do you want to mention that just for a minute?
You just did.
Well, but it's y'all's commitment. It's a lot of work.
Is opening up this space for what I call middle black America. Much of these conversations are happening on the coastline. But majority of African Americans live in the southeast region, former Confederate states, over 52%. And a lot of these conversations are not taking place there. Outside of Atlanta, really not taking place there. And so part of our partnership is how do we open up knowledge around all of the technology and the innovation so small businesses in those areas can grow their business. In fact, if you think about that same region of the country, there's so much in local government and county government where technology and AI can remove and demystify some of the access points for so many people. Our job in this space is to close equity gaps, open up opportunity, and to ensure tech innovators can have an on-ramp into the conversation. Because up to this point, it's a very narrow road for the on-ramp. That's why we established a VC fund, and we're looking at companies who are closing equity gaps. At the exact same time, supporting VC fund managers from our community to ensure they have the capital to begin to accelerate in this space. We have so much to offer in this country, and we need to open up the spigot so more of our citizens can participate as opposed to a small slither of the nation.
Awesome. Yeah, right? It's exciting. Well, we're going to hear more from our special guests here in a little bit, but for now, let's thank Doan, Rose, and Derek for joining us. Thanks, y'all. And I'm going to ask Judy to come up. And while I'm doing that, while he's getting ready, I'm going to ask someone else to introduce their business. I'm going to go, yes, that energy. And frickin' awesome hair. Let's start there.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, I am vegan chef Nikia with My Daddy's Recipes, a plant-based food and wellness company designed to show people of color that plant-based can be nutritious and delicious all at the same time, that we don't have to lose our culture in order to eat better. I'm a vegan nutritionist. We have a few different legs. We have our prepackaged food line. We cater. I do personal chefing, and I teach anywhere from one-on-one to date night to corporate team building. You can find me at www.mydaddysrecipes.com, on Instagram at vegan_chef_Nikia.
All right. Thank you. Okay, y'all get ready to get inspired. Judy, take it away. Oh, you need a...
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Chudi Arugblom, and I am the founder and CEO of Beatmatch, which is a social ticketing and event platform that empowers organizers, artists, venues to build real-world communities across music, nightlife, and culture. So I originally started this company after realizing a massive paradox, which is that we are living in the most connected time ever, but people are lonelier than they've ever been. I don't know if anybody's seen the stats, but nearly 80% of Gen Z reports regularly feeling lonely. And why is that, right? Social media was meant to connect us, bring us together, but in actuality, it's led to endless doom scrolling, superficial interactions, and living vicariously through others. And so at the same time, as somebody who's hosted events for over 15 years, I also noticed that the tools that are actually meant to bring us together were severely lacking. They're fragmented, they're outdated, and they're built more for transactions and not community. And so with Beatmatch, we enable anyone to sell tickets to their own events, grow their audience, and to turn events into lasting communities and not just one-off events. So if you're an attendee, somebody's going to an event, right, you're not just buying a ticket, you're discovering people that you can connect with who have the same interests as you. If you're an event organizer, you're not just processing payments, you're building communities that can compound over time. And so today I want to talk about just a few ways that we're using AI. The first way is we're using AI to actually build the product. So as a technical founder, written millions of lines of code over time, and obviously that could take a massive amount of time. And so today with AI, we're able to actually do that way faster, instantly. I'd say at this point, 80 to 90% of our code is written by AI, which is insane. What we use personally is Cursor. If anybody's familiar with Cursor, there you go. It's an interactive development environment that makes it super easy for AI to live side by side with your code base, making it super easy for it to understand the context and to make recommendations to your code in a way that makes sense, right? So you can use it for fixing bugs. You can use it to build new features. You can use it to refactor code and improve it. And so that's been tremendous for us. The second way we used AI is to actually grow and support the company. And so we've done everything from content creation, whether it's blog posts, newsletters, social media posts, help center content, literally everything we use AI to generate content for. And what's great about this is that it actually builds upon itself. So anytime that we generate content, we're able to then repurpose that and feed it back into another AI tool, right? So take our help center, for example. We used AI to generate all of that content, and now we can use AI to actually build our AI chatbot that helps with customer support, and it's able to use the information from that help center to then handle common things like how do I find my ticket, app issues, payment processing issues, et cetera. And then the last way that we use AI is to actually put it in the product, right? So, us being a social, music-oriented ticketing platform, we have a very high bar when it comes to showing relevant events for our users, right? So there's a ton of data that we're processing. We're looking at their music streaming data from Spotify and Apple Music and analyzing what type of events that they're interested in. We're looking at their social graph and their friend contacts to determine who's going to what event and what events we should recommend to them. And one thing that AI is really good at is summarizing and synthesizing. And so we're able to actually take in all of that information that we're processing, feed it to the AI, and then return relevant events to them. And then, of course, for us, that leads to more ticket sales and is better for our bottom line. So those are the three ways that we're using AI today. I'm definitely a big proponent of it. It's been a net positive for our business. And that's it. That's all I got. Thank you.
All right, so are you guys following him on Instagram, I hope? Yep. Promise?
Please do.
Don't let me down. Good job, buddy. Thank you. awesome innovation. Okay, we are going to welcome up our creator panel. Y'all come on up, and while we're doing, and I'll introduce you, come on up, and Wendy, come on up. Okay, who wants to introduce their business? Yes, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Ria Daga, and I'm the founder of P1 Skincare, and it's a 3-step under 1-minute skincare routine where you don't need a sink or your fingers to touch your face. So it's facial wipes, a facial mist, and then a facial moisturizing stick. And I came up with the idea of racing cars. So this is the stick, and then we have a mist and all as well. And so I'm a huge athletic enthusiast of different sports. And the website is p1skincare.com, and our Instagram handle is p1skincare_. That's the letter P and then number 1 skincare. So thank you guys so much.
Yay. And woo! Boy, are you about to listen to the perfect person for you. So let me introduce this. I know. You have to meet Wendy.
Someone to talk to. Yeah.
Well, let me introduce this amazing panel, y'all. New friends, old friends. I will start with Wendy. Wendy is the founder of Urban Decay, which had an amazing exit. She is now the founder of Cali Ray. She is an amazing advocate for women and girls. We've known each other, I don't know, forever, supporting women and girls' work. She is a mom of 2 giant boys. They're huge. And she has always just given her spirit and her love and her generosity to help other entrepreneurs succeed. Then I'm so excited to have Adam Shapiro here. I met Adam through my show, The Big Idea, which was so fun to have him on. He is the founder of Shappy's Pretzels, which you all are going to get to have at 11 o'clock today. I know, listen to that. Yes.
You get a pretzel.
So Adam has an extraordinary story of starting this amazing food company that he's going to share. He's also an incredible actor on The Bear and all sorts of great shows. And then Katie, I'm so excited to introduce. I'm just starting to meet Katie, and I'm so excited that Katie's here because a lot of you are in the creative arts community. She leads a beautiful theater, and I think mentors a lot of incredible people in the theater business, which is a tough but wonderful and important business. She was also on The Hunting Wives and Scandal and all our favorite shows, and as a South Texas girl, she nailed it. I don't even know what else to
That means
say.
a lot coming from you.
Yes. So I'm going to hand it over.
Oh, wow. Thank you. First of all, the thank you to everyone who's already spoken today. We were back there watching. It's already so inspiring and impressive. And I'm like, what the hell am I doing here?
No, I was taking notes.
Right?
I was taking notes.
I mean, first of all, Wendy, we're not worthy.
We're not worthy.
We are so impressed by your experience, your companies, your life. In fact, Katie and I are married, so we drove here together after we dropped the kids off at school, and we got into the car, and I put my AI on speak mode, and I said, let's talk about Wendy. And AI told us all these amazing stories about Wendy, and I had all these questions like, wait, if you have an organic under eye moisturizer that's also a concealer, what does that mean? Do I need that? And my AI was like, you do need that.
Yeah, everybody needs
You
it.
need that.
I need that too.
You got no sleep last night. But so Wendy, welcome.
Thank you.
And please tell us, we'll get into the AI stuff, but just where you're at right now. I know, like she mentioned, you had this amazing exit.
I had a great exit with L'Oreal, and that was honestly life-changing, but I'm like you guys, I love being an entrepreneur. It's in my blood, and I couldn't just kind of sit back. I wasn't really good at being part of a big corporate environment. I was okay at it, but I didn't love it. I love making things. I love touching all sides of the business, and that's really what all of you guys do every day. And I love thinking about my customer, and so to me, I just needed to dive back into, and I know beauty. That's what I know. I'm also from Texas, so it's in my blood. Yeah.
I love that. Katie.
Yes.
So Katie Lowe's. How long we've been married for?
I don't know. We've been together 20 years.
Yeah, 20 years.
Wow.
That's
Congratulations.
insane. She was a waitress. I was doing Captain Crunch commercials. And shout out Captain Crunch.
Me.
He's Captain Crunch.
Peanut butter.
Yeah. I played his rival, Jean Lafoot, the barefoot pirate who steals the secret of the crunch. But that's a story for another day. Katie,
this panel is just going to bring you joy. I can't speak
Katie,
much on
tell
AI,
us
but
about first of all,
I'm just gonna say though, usually I'm the one with too much energy on the panel. I'm feeling really good about being on this panel with you guys. Yeah.
I'm not a big coffee drinker, and I had cold brew today, so bear with me. Katie, so Katie was super...
He can't even sit.
You were instrumental in founding I Am a Theater Company
Correct.
with me.
Yes.
And you were super big in founding Shappy Pretzel, too. We'll get to that story. But tell us about you, where you're at now, what are you doing, and I Am a Theater Company.
Yes. Okay, so Adam and I started a theater company 18 years ago, IAMAtheater.com, theater spelled with an R-E because we're fancy. And actually, I'm the chair of the board, so I raise money. That's what I do. And actually, my drama, I studied drama in college, but that really has served me in terms of networking and selling a story, which I think you all know as entrepreneurs, selling your story, your pitch, your elevator pitch is so huge. And actually, that's how I really seal the deal and help theater, is just getting people to believe that theater is an act of resistance and it's what we need in our country right now, and telling stories, and people write me checks. So that's really great. And usually I can get in the door because they liked Scandal or they liked Hunting Wives, and they want to talk to me, and I'm like, I know you want to talk to me, but I also want your money to make small theater.
Don't forget about Inventing Anna.
Oh yeah, Inventing Anna I was also on. So what else was I saying? I'm not good at robots, but I did have a massage from a robot yesterday for Adam's birthday. That's what he wanted. He's into computers. But I married someone who's super into AI. So he's going to carry me along to the future, because I do realize how important it is and how beneficial it is to save our time and energy to do the creative things that I love to do.
Nice, Katie. We were wondering. Katie was wondering what she was going to say, and she nailed it. So I'll just introduce myself briefly. Adam Shapiro. I'm an actor. Katie and I have been actors for now like 20, 25 years or whatever. But during the pandemic, Katie was pregnant with our second baby, Vera. Albie was 2, and we were in lockdown. And I was like, man, I would love to learn how to make the soft pretzel I grew up with in Philly. If anybody here has had any experience in Philadelphia, you know the pretzel I'm talking about. It's a very specific soft pretzel, and it's not available anywhere outside of maybe the tri-state area there or Philly. And so my 2-year-old and I started experimenting in the kitchen. Took me a few months to kind of make a recipe that I was like, oh man, you were my taste tester.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, he figured it out.
Yeah, and we figured it out. And then just long story short, whenever Kelly Ripa goes on vacation, they hire Katie to be like her substitute on the morning show with Seacrest. And so during the pandemic, those episodes were being filmed live via Zoom from our house. And one day Seacrest says to Katie, like, what have you guys been like snacking on during your lockdown? And she's like, oh, my husband's obsessed with trying to make a soft pretzel. I jump on TV, as one does when it's shooting live in your living room. And I was like, yo, Seacrest, I'm bringing you pretzels tomorrow. So the next day I brought him pretzels to his house. I threw him over his fence, and he ate them on the air, and he was like, everybody needs to buy Shappy's pretzels. These are the best pretzels ever. And then I jump back on TV again, and I'm like, no, there's no Shappy's pretzels. It's me and my 2-year-old, and we're not allowed out of our house right now. But then you guys started interviewing like whatever the celebrity was that day.
Yeah, and you did get shappypretzel.com.
And I went and got the shappypretzel.com and the Instagram really quickly.
Yep.
And I just made a one-page website super quick that just said, yo, your Mall's pretzel can go fuck itself. Shappy Pretzel's here. And
it had the Eagles schedule on it.
You got to have the Eagles schedule on the website. So that's how Shappy Pretzel started.
I'm in Texas. Go Cowboys. So.
I'll be in the middle. I don't know about sports.
And for those of you who've been watching football for the last 20 years, the Dallas Cowboys are also a football team.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, you guys, we have like 10 minutes for this panel. I'm also going to
stop.
They were once very successful. Okay, so very, very successful.
The thing about the point of yours, I think, is he started this company, and because it was so authentically him and what he cares about,
Katie, bring it home.
and his personality, and I can say this because I am with him for 20 years, but it was so authentic. Like everything came easy. Like the website, the tagline, his elevator pitch, all these things were falling into place. And then all of a sudden, he's the pretzel underneath everybody's chair at the Oscars. We're making 5,000 pretzels, and all of the big directors we would love to work with are like literally eating his pretzel. We thought we were going to be at the Oscars as actors. We weren't. We were there at the Oscars as pretzel king and queen.
Yeah.
You can Google that. You can Google that freaking
Google
image.
that, Katie.
But anyway, I think our panel is so much about creativity,
Yes.
authenticity, and selling yourself.
And also AI. So, Wendy, I'm going to start with you. We're talking
just
about,
getting started. Oh, God.
all right, the panel begins now. And how are you using AI? Are you using it to customize the customer experience? Are you using it to fill holes in your company or to take responsibilities away from other people? How do you use it?
So I'm not trying to take responsibilities away from any people. It's still a high touch business because it's makeup, you're putting it on your face, and it's a really interesting business because it sort of has to work like a packaged good, work as good as your Tide Pods. You want to buy it over and over, but it has to speak to your soul. It's a piece of art that sits on your counter, so you have to merge those two things. And I think you have to be really careful where you put the AI in and where you don't. So where I use it is package design. So I want to design something. I go in and instead of paying a designer to CAD render what the package might look like in a bunch of different colors or a bunch of different styles, I just ask AI to do it. And it's great. I get spit out like 20 different versions and I can better evaluate where I need to go. And then I can like go deeper with a designer, get a CAD design, but I know exactly
That's
where
so
I'm going.
great. So when you're meeting with a designer, you already have a good.
Yes, I already have an idea, and I can just try a lot of things I wouldn't have made maybe as a small business, because I'm a small business again. I got a budget to hold to, and so maybe I couldn't afford to ask that designer to do all those different iterations for packaging on your food or whatever it is. So you just want to be able to like have as many options as your creative brain can come up with, and not be hindered by a budget. And so AI helps me with that. The other thing is, I know Rose was up here talking about building a rich profile, right? Well, you can build a rich profile, but you can't go on and on and on and on and on. People won't get through all those paragraphs. I can tell you, they love bullet points, right? They love the points. So what I also use AI for is like, I'm at Sephora, right? So I'm on Sephora.com, and they give me like, you have 90 characters to describe your product. So I'll put in all the keywords and I'll be like, write me a sentence that has all these different words and sounds fun, or I give it a vibe, and it writes that for me. It used to cost me a ton to hire a copywriter to do that, or my time to sit and do it. Now AI just spits it out. I have to kind of go through, because sometimes it's awkward and dorky. So you have to go in and like fix it, make it cool, make it your voice. But I use it for task-based things. I haven't switched over my customer service because I don't like to talk to a bot. It doesn't make me happy. So I still hire real people to answer the phone, answer the chats, do all of that. But thank you. But
okay, real people.
Yeah, real people. So I'm just using it as a little, I use it for tasks, like I give it tasks to do. I was really intrigued about I think it was BeatSource. I'm like, that's interesting to have it working alongside your code. Like that for my website could be super interesting. That might be another way I start to use it. So
I love that. I think as an actor, Katie would agree, I got used to wearing lots of hats, right? Like when you start out and you're a baby actor, you're everything. You're the CEO, you're your PR person, you're your agent, your manager, you do your business manager, everything, right? And so as you become more successful as an actor, you can offload those things. Like now I have an agent, now I have a business manager, now I have a lawyer, right? So I don't have to handle all those things myself. The same I'm noticing with Shappy Pretzel. It started with just me and my 2-year-old, and then all of a sudden we had another employee and another one and another one. And one of the things I love about using AI is that I can, the people I can't afford to have as an employee at my company, I love using AI for, right? And so AI has become my everyday assistant, right? I just can't afford to have somebody like every hour of the day. So I talk to AI and tell it everything, right? And one of the things I like doing, and when I talk to my AI, it is learning my voice. So I talk to it like how I would normally talk. And so now I don't have money to like have someone like answer phones, right? In fact, Chappy Pretzel doesn't even have a phone number right now. It's just email and Instagram. But I have a chat on my website now that speaks in exactly my voice. It's unbelievable because it's gotten to know me so well. I was really worried about that part because I'm like, so much of Chappy Pretzel is the vibe. You said it yourself, like the vibe. And I think it's amazing how quickly AI has picked up on the Chappy Pretzel vibe. When I created my own sort of AI, what would you call it? Okay, like my own like sort of AI platform. I forget what the word is, but I said, look at all my Instagrams, look at all of my website, and here's 6,000 articles about Chappy Pretzel. Read everything and really get to know my vibe. And now it knows all that stuff. So even when I'm talking to my chat about something like, for example, for you, it's always relating it back to the pretzel business. It's really interesting, and to acting. It's really fascinating. Katie, as an actor, what are you hearing about actors using AI? And
well, we use it a lot. I mean, because we have to make our own auditions now at this point. So you can have AI
Self-tapes.
to make a self-tape to be the other actor on the other side. I don't do that. I am
Katie likes to have a real person on the
I'm
other
an
side of the
old
audition.
school. I'm old school. You're going to help me with that. Yes, but also, oh no, we don't audition with each other because we'd be divorced.
Because we like being married to each other.
Yeah, we can't do that.
We like staying married.
Yeah, correct. But the other thing you use AI for, I'm going to comment on you that I think is really great. He's amazing at graphic design. If you see his Instagram account, Chappy Pretzel is freaking incredible.
It's a good follow.
His marketing skills are bananas good. But like, for example, you know, all of the shows that you cater Chappy Pretzels to that got nominated for Emmys, it would have taken you 1 million hours to take every graphic from Abbott Elementary, because it's a Philly show and Philly pretzels are always on set there, or this show, Jimmy Kimmel, to take the graphic from each TV show and make it into one postable image. But you had AI take a picture from each show and make it into one image that you blasted out. Just looked so impressive. You're like, here's every Emmy-nominated show this season that Chappy Pretzel's been a part
of. And it was like
of.
15 different shows. And I remember doing something similar about 4 years ago, and it took me like 45 minutes to like get everyone's logos and research them and then make the image to post. This time, not only did it graphic design the post with every show's logo in the style that I like to post in, but I didn't even have to tell it which shows to find logos for, because it already knows what shows I've catered for, because I tell it everything and I fill it in on our business. So I just said, hey, chat, every show we've catered for that is nominated for an Emmy this year, find the logos and put it into a post that celebrates the fact that we got to cater a bunch of, and it did the whole thing in 2 seconds, and it saves me so much time. So I love AI. I love for having a second brain and being able to dump things and remember things with AI. And then second, I love having it help me with graphic design, because that's something that I spend so many hours on.
It's expensive too if you don't have time to do it yourself.
Yeah, and if you don't do graphic design and you're paying somebody, it's insanely expensive.
Insane. And I'm super inspired by what you're saying, because I sit and talk to myself all the time. I could just talk to AI.
You could just talk to the AI and then it remembers everything.
It would remember my stuff. Like, I'm always like, oh, what did I say to myself? Like, I'm like the crazy lady that talks to herself.
I say it all the time. I go, what was the guy who runs catering at Abbott Elementary's name again? And it knows, because I put that in a year ago. I want to ask you really quickly as we wrap up, if you could give one piece of advice to our Main Street entrepreneurs here for that thing that's going to get everybody here to the next level, whatever level that might be. What would your piece of advice be?
Okay, so my standard piece of advice is, like, you guys are all tapped out, right? No bandwidth. Like, just remember there is only so much bandwidth. And so take the time to figure out the AI thing and unload some of the bandwidth. I have another piece of advice though. But my other piece of advice is, I always tell people, like, you're always searching for balance as you run your businesses, right? But you've got to remember, like, balance is a dynamic state. It is, as soon as you find it, it's going to shift. So if you have this mindset that you're always going to be shifting and moving, it makes the journey so much easier and so much fun. I realized this when I was like in a Sephora one time, and I was like, oh, if I can just change out that shelf, my like display will be done. And then I was like, shoot, it's never done. It's never done. So if you just remember, like, the balance is dynamic and you're never done, the journey's just going to be glorious.
I love that advice. I love that advice. I think about that all the time. Yeah, seriously. With Shappy Pretzel, I think about that all the time. I'm just like, man, if we could just get a delivery van, I'm like sitting pretty, and then it's like it develops a whole other set of issues. And
The van sits outside of our house with his face on it in case you ever wondering where we live.
That is true. We wanted to like keep our house a secret, and now there's a giant billboard in front
With his face on the side of it. Yeah.
It's a cartoon version of my face.
It looks exactly like your
Well,
face.
but the nose is like a little bit like cuter. It's like a little button nose. Okay, anyway, so it's like the nose I always wanted.
Oh.
Okay, wait, Katie, you have transitioned from just being an actress to so many other things: podcast host, writer, producer, mother, mothering podcast, all these things. What would you say the through line is for all of your businesses? What is your foot in when you're starting a business or starting a or any sort of like, you know what I'm talking about?
I
This
think
is the
you know
thing we
what it
talked
is.
about,
I think I'm a
authenticity.
big yes and person.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to be a yes and
Okay,
person.
good.
You have
Does
to
that
be.
translate for y'all? Like, and see, I'm from New York, but I was on The Hunting Wives, so now I say y'all, and I'm
Y'all.
around. Yes,
In improvisational acting,
you
we have
say
this thing
yes
called
and, okay, and that's like big. It's like so many things have come my way that I didn't necessarily pin for me, but you know, those are limiting beliefs that I have about myself. You know, like the final season of Scandal, Shonda Rhimes was like, "I want you to host a mom podcast," and yes, and I mean, obviously it's Shonda Rhimes, and if she asks you to do something, you say yes, 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 and. But I think that has served me in so many different ways. Of like, instead of being like, "Oh no, I can't do that," or "No, that's not what I do," or "No, that's not my brand," or "No." I've just sort of been like, yes, and like, let's just give it a shot, you know, and try it on.
And the and for the mom podcast ended up being the TV show.
Yeah, but yes, there's lots of things going on with
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
We just, there's so many things in the work
There's
because
things
I
in the
yes
work.
and. So keep yes anding,
So,
friends.
and I wanted to say, if I were to give any piece of advice, right, it would be all about authenticity. Like, I really think it's so funny. When I started Shappy Pretzel, I wanted the personality to be like a total asshole Eagles fan. You know what I mean? Like I thought it'd be funny.
You know those.
You
Yeah,
know them.
I know those.
And I thought
Yeah.
it'd be funny if
I'm a
if-
friend with one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be funny if the personality of my company was like this brash Philadelphia asshole who's just like, "Oh, you don't like our mustard? Go fuck yourself," you know, or like, "Oh, you want jalapeno cheddar pretzel? Go to Wetzel's. I don't care," right? And so I remember telling my therapist that I was starting this company and that my website told people to go fuck themselves and stuff. And she goes, "Listen, I think it's really funny. I do think it's funny. I think because that personality is so drastically different from your own, you are going to run out of ideas very quickly because that's not who you are.
that's
And if you're going to call this Shappy Pretzel, which is your nickname and it's your face, I think you would be better serve yourself and the company to be as authentic to yourself as possible." So I took down the "go fuck yourself" and I made Shappy Pretzel the most positive Philadelphia Eagles fan in the world, and it really opened up a world of possibilities for me as far as branding it, marketing it, attaching myself to it, and it makes things so easy to cross promote. Like if I'm on the Bear and I'm like, "Hey, watch the Bear," and if you take a picture on Instagram of me on the Bear, then you get a free pretzel next time you come into the bakery or whatever. And it's so nice to be able to do that, but I wouldn't be able to do that if I created a business in an image that was not mine. So I think that's what I would say to you guys is take your beautiful personalities and infuse it into your business because it only make it better.
That was
All
Is that good? Are we done? And then do we sing? Are we singing or not?
Well, I need on the count of 3. It is his birthday, y'all. So
46.
yeah.
I was born during the last time the U.S. Men won the gold medal, the game. So when they won the gold medal this year, they were like, "It's been 46 years since they won the gold medal." I'm like, "Yeah, that's exactly my birth date."
On the count of 3, let's say happy birthday. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday! Thank you.
All right.
sweet,
Well,
sweet thing.
let's thank Adam,
Thank you guys.
Katie, and Wendy.
That was a blast.
Let's take a picture real quick.
Yeah, come on.
Oh my God.
And then who's going to tell us about their small business while we're doing this?
Okay, but here's the thing.
Right here.
So I'm going to tell you about my small business advice for you right now. So I learned this from a really big beauty influencer. You have to squeeze.
Do I look better right now?
Ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3.
So our business.
I love it.
Our business is Exit Game. We are Exit Game OC on social media. We're an escape room company in Anaheim. And speaking about putting your personality into your business, my husband and I have 2 games right now. One is a parody of horror escape rooms because we both love horror. And we also have a cat game based around our cat at home that is kid friendly. So they are drastically different when you come into the business, but if you know us, they are truly and authentically us. So I hope you'll follow us on social media and come play Exit Game OC.
All right, I'm going to ask Derek Johnson to join me on the stage, but he's chatting. And y'all were asking our Instagram again. So at Hello Alice, and then mine's at Elizabeth Gore USA. And Mr. Derek Johnson, can I borrow you? Come on, there he is. How to hug. Again, I wanted to ask Derek, it's such a huge week for them, and thank you for joining us in your incredible partnership, and just to share a few words.
Yep.
Thank you.
So it's 2020. The world has just shut down. And people are trying to figure out how they're going to navigate in this pandemic. And we get a call from Baygood Foundation. Now, when Beyonce calling you happy, right? Like, yeah. They said, we want to get grants out in these targeted cities, and we need you to be our delivery partner. For an organization like ours, when I first started, it was paper everywhere, so technology we were still embracing at the time. But we knew if we announced grants from Baygood Foundation, guess what was going to happen? We were going to get inundated. So we reached out to one of our supporters, Robert Smith, say, we got a problem. We have an opportunity to get money out to small businesses in targeted area. Many of these businesses are in dire need because of the pandemic. They're going to shut down. How would you recommend we proceed? He said, I got a solution. There's a company that's getting off the ground now that are doing grants to small businesses. And that was an introduction for us to Elizabeth and Hello Alice. And as a result of that partnership, we were able to get hundreds of thousands, a couple of $1 million out the door, not only from Baygood, because other companies start calling and says, can you help us get money out the door? That's really important because as startup companies, as entrepreneurs, as small businesses, the hardest money in the world to get is free money. How many of y'all got free money in your life, right? It's hard. But fortunately, because of that partnership and because of us entering in this space in Hello Alice, launching the platform, we have realized a very tangible and fertile partnership for now close to 6 years. And every year we're getting money out the door. Now, we hit some bumps because we have an administration who seek to suppress one's identity. We would never suppress our identity. And I was happy to have a partner who said, you know what, and we're going to fight back. And because of that, we're launching yet another round of grants this year. Either our website or Hello Alice website, you'll be able to go look up, and later next month, we're launching another set of grants. That's really important because we believe in the ability of small businesses to be able to grow and thrive. But now a new twist has been put into the space, AI. It is, I say a social media platform is like the super spreader of information. AI is the super spreader of information on steroids. And the best thing as small business entrepreneurs we can do is position our companies in a way in which more people can appreciate your talents, your creativity, and how you can improve qualities of life. And that's why we're here. As an organization that focuses on civil rights, we also focus on the need to expand opportunities through entrepreneurship. That if I was only focused on strategies from 1960s, I would miss the mark. We are in a space now where the median age of the Black community is 32 years old. The median age of the Latino community is even younger. So we're going to need more people in the entrepreneur space to begin to bring all that you can to the table, and that can only happen if we have partnerships like what we're creating with NAACP Hello Alice and bringing in partners who care about expanding small business opportunities. Final point. This is the first of several conversations we're going to be doing across the country. That's really important. Some of you may have gotten an email from us saying, hey, we're having this thing come out. And we're going to be moving around the country having these same conversations. So if you have friends or family with small businesses in different parts of the country, we're going to come to you as well. Because in this moment, the best thing our organization can do is strengthen democracy by empowering small business to be the best that you can be. Thank you, Elizabeth and the Hello Alice team. Because that call in 2020, we would not have been able to manage all of the requests that came in. But as a result of operating under that level of stress, which small businesses have to do, you get innovative really, really fast. And we're here to help support your innovation so we can make our society a better society. Thank you all.
We're also fishing buddies, but I caught bigger fish than he did. Hey, good luck this week. I want to encourage you all to become members of NAACP or ally member, and you can also, your business can be a member, and you get incredible resources. So I really want to encourage that and thank Derek and the whole team for being an incredible partner. All right, who's next? Introducing their best. Yes, see, I go to the first thing I see.
Thank you. Okay. Hello. My name is Kamari Spigner. I'm the founder and CEO of Siren Entertainment, which is a management and consulting firm heavily focusing on creatives, helping them build, excuse me, I lost my train of thought, but helping them build businesses that are income generating, structured, and scalable. I'm an artist myself, and I know that a lot of times when people think about artists, they think that you have to be a struggling artist. You can't be successful, or you can't, you just have to struggle. And that is what motivated me to create this business to help people like myself.
And how can people find you?
Yes, Siren Entertainment Group on Instagram.
Good job. I'm going to welcome our next panel to come on up. And while we do that, we've talked a lot about access to funding. And if you go to Hello Alice, we have something called the Business Health Score. And this is a pre-underwriting tool to help you really increase your financial fitness. It's our #1 tool on Hello Alice. We have 100,000 people at any one time utilizing it. And if you go on, it asks you for a certain amount of data, and then we'll spit back to you between 0 and 100, what is your financial fitness? And then we help you improve that. And so we'll give you the tools you need to improve it. So Business Health Score, I highly, highly encourage it. Okay, smart panel, we ready? I'm so excited to have y'all. Okay, let me just start. Chris Turner is our Googler here. He is, I like giving broader explanations of people, but leading government affairs, public policy, dad of Ruby. And he is such an advocate for small business. We met years ago. We were both working for Dell Technologies. And we're going to do it like this. Your first piece of advice for these business owners in 1 minute.
In 1 minute?
Yeah.
Play with every single AI tool you can, not just mine, with everybody's, and figure out how you're going to use it. start with your figuring out your back end, right? How you're going to make your back end processes work more quickly. Once you got that, switch to your front end. Do not grab AI and sprinkle it all over everything like magic fairy dust and think it's going to make you money, because it's not. Start with the problems you're trying to solve, your pain points, work backwards from there, and figure out if AI is going to be worth it for you or not. Do it quickly, because all of your competitors are going to be doing the same thing. And she or he that figures it out first is going to have a first mover advantage. Everyone's going to catch up eventually, but that first mover advantage when you're a small business is hugely, hugely valuable.
All right.
Is that a
You get
minute?
that? That was amazing. Good job. All right. Amy Soderstrom is from PayPal. She is leading product there. And as you all know, PayPal is, how many of you use PayPal in your everyday life? And then what about your business? Okay, they have so many incredible tools and one of our best partners. And Annie, what is your first piece of advice?
Yeah, and I'll start by opening and saying I have been at PayPal about 7 weeks now. More recently, I was actually a merchant, so I came from Skims, building out that business, and I've been in your shoes many, many times at very small businesses. Anyways, but now on to my piece of advice. Okay, here we go. I think that we are in an amazing moment where small businesses have the ability to really leapfrog, to operate in the same echelon as large businesses. And it's all through using AI. And I would start by, yes, building on getting your infrastructure right. Make sure you're plugged into the right tools here and start with the money. That is not the funnest place, right? We want to create images and we want to, create copy and do all that kind of stuff. But if you start by looking at how your money moves, making sure that you're optimizing your funnel, you're going to get a faster ROI than anything else. So start with the unsexy stuff, I guess, is my advice.
You kind of said the same thing, the back end, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh, I don't know how to introduce Kenna. I got to think about this.
You can do it.
So Ken and I have known each other almost 20 years, and Kenna is an incredible musician, incredible piano player, singer, and has always been on the forefront of tech and music. I mean, since you started, wouldn't you say? We met when we were fighting for global clean water when I was still at the UN. We climbed Kilimanjaro together. He is originally from Ethiopia, one of my favorite countries. And so Kenna, jump in with your first piece of advice.
Okay. Chris said a lot. Annie said a lot. I'll just say, don't be afraid. I think there's a lot of fear in AI. There's a lot of concern about AI. You don't know which one to use. So when Chris says work with all of them, it sounds like, oh no. But in actuality, you're going to pick one that you love. Make sure you pick the one that feels like it fits you, and just be careful with your data. So if you can, turn off the modeling stuff. That's something you should look into. But mostly don't be afraid. I think the key here is that you want to be able to have more information faster and be able to move and level the playing field for yourself, because there are a lot of bigger businesses that have the advantage of resource. Now you have similar resources, and that's a powerful thing. So just don't be afraid.
It's wild how expensive everything was. Like when we built the Summit on the Summit website, I mean, that was expensive, right? And now, I mean, I can't even imagine. And it was the beginning of Twitter too, wasn't it?
Yeah. We hacked Twitter. Jack Dorsey wasn't happy about that.
Yeah.
He called and said, that was an amazing campaign. What you did was incredible. It'll never happen again. Because we actually hacked it so you could actually, somebody would tweet. So we built a 19,000-foot website.
Yeah.
It had telemetry and all these things. So while we were climbing, you could see our heart rates and know how we were doing on the mountain. And that was 2010. So it was a lot of work to build that. And then we had hacked Twitter so that anybody who tweeted, do you believe clean water is a human right? Click here. You click it, it would tweet for you. It would change your avatar and your background. And it did it over 11 million times in 7 hours. And so Jack was like, no. Not gonna happen. But yeah, back then to build something took months. It took us years to build Summit on the Summit as a project, but months and months to build those sites. Now, as I think my guy earlier was talking about, building tech in 80% of it being built by code, Codex tools. There's so many tools now, Cursor and otherwise. It's a powerful tool. You have to be willing to lean in.
I'm going to go, I'm going to go back up to 19,500 feet. I want to talk to you. So Chris has the pulse on public policy, and this has been a wild couple of weeks for small business. Tariffs, SCOTUS decision, there's supply chain, there's a lot of stuff going on the Hill around accessible AI for small business. Can you just give us a little bit of a landscape? So I want small business owners to know what they should be asking for and advocating for themselves.
So the key thing to think about goes back to what I said earlier, right? Like, how are you going to use this stuff? And then how are you going to make sure you are continue to be allowed to use the stuff that you want to use in the way that you're using it, right? Like that's really the heart of it. What ends up happening is things get into a capital or into the federal government, and it becomes a big swirly smash of things, right? That might not look like what the original intent was, and that has downstream consequences. A company like mine, they got me, right? They got lots of me's to say, this is the unintended consequence of what you're doing. If you do this, it's going to break these 15 things. All these people are going to be upset. You were trying to do this thing over here. Why don't you focus on getting that right? She's the person that's going to be able to do that for you for small businesses. She's your me for small businesses. So what you need to do is have a direct conversation.
Dude, I could never be you. I mean, that's like look at this.
You already got me back. You already got me beat. But having communications with Hello Alice and other organizations that represent you, saying, hey, these are the things I really want to use this for. Please don't let the legislation break what it is I want to do while solving all of the legitimate concerns that you're trying to solve. It is almost never the case that they're intentionally trying to screw over a small business. It is almost never the case. It is almost always the case that they do so and don't think about it as they're building the thing out, right? Like that, I see heads nodding because I think y'all have all felt this pain in other areas, in tax, in city code and regulation, in filing to start the business. Big companies can do all that stuff relatively well. When you're a small business or a startup that don't have 15 lawyers and a whole bunch of other stuff, it makes it unbearably hard because when they built it, they weren't really thinking about y'all, right? Help Elizabeth and others make them think about you, right? And you do that by communicating with Elizabeth, by communicating with your chambers of Congress. I'll get your back too, but Elizabeth is my go-to on this stuff as well.
And just really quickly, who of you are in any kind of where you have supply chain, whether it's food or products? I know we have a makeup brand and others. So I will say really quickly, the tariffs decision by the Supreme Court is awesome for you all because, being able to jump 10% to 45% to 65% overnight, I know was a nightmare. We heard from all of you. So, I would pay attention to what's happening now, probably a 10% blanket tariff, but it's a big win for small business owners. So I would definitely pay attention to that. I'm going to keep switching because we have such a unique panel. I want to go back, Annie, to your time actually at Skims, if I may.
Oh boy, all right.
So there's a lot of people here in fashion and textiles, food, but I'm sorry, stick with the fashion piece. Where did you start seeing product innovation, and what advice would you give someone? There's a lot of clothing brands in here on utilizing technology in fashion, because I don't think we think of the two together. I'm just curious your thoughts there.
Okay, that's interesting. So I'm going to speak to it from an e-commerce angle because that's what I was working in, but I do have a fashion design background, and there are some amazing tools out there to help you find your inspiration and build designs. People aren't sketching on paper anymore, which is really cool. I think the promise of AI in e-commerce, and this is what, and something I'll say is that at Skims, and more recently I was at PacSun, right? These are big companies, and we are just as confused as everyone else in the room. I spent a lot of my time trying to figure out
Does that make everyone feel better? Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of my time trying to figure out, what does AI mean to us? We're just throwing a bunch of slop at the wall here, right? Like, where does taste come in? Where does it actually matter for a business? And I think with e-commerce, with building a fashion business or a beauty business, what you're really trying to do is get your customers the exact right product, help them find it as quickly as they want. Sometimes they want to take a long time because they're shopping around. Sometimes they need it right away, every single time. And what AI gives us that we were never, we spent years and years, how do we personalize? How do we make sure that everyone has their own tailor-made experience? AI can actually give you that one-to-one experience where if I'm a customer and I land on a site and, I'm recognized, I know exactly what products to show me. I know exactly what I might be interested in based on behavioral signals. Once I get to checkout, you can get me through in half the time because you can pre-fill my information using PayPal to drop that in and increase my conversion rate. And I think, what's interesting here, and this is my warning here, be careful about getting too efficient, right? Like AI can make us super, super efficient. I like black t-shirts. You're going to show me a black t-shirt. I'm going to check out in 30 seconds. But what if I might even like a pink t-shirt, but you're not going to show it to me? So that's where I think the art and the science comes in. That's where we have to be really careful because I think everyone's had that moment with AI where you're like, wow, that just did the work of 2 months in 30 seconds. Like, do I know how to write a paragraph anymore? And we do have to be careful about that because I think with all the people in this room and all the inspirational things you're doing and all those strokes of genius that you've had in building your companies, don't let AI take that away. Make sure you keep the human element involved.
And that Adam brought that up earlier about his authentic self. You and I have talked years and years about authenticity and values-driven, whatever it was you and I were partnering on all these years. How do you? And I feel like your dad would come out of heaven and like smack you if you weren't your authentic, valued self. So you have a cheater angel behind you. But how do you how do folks balance? Maybe both on the tech side, but also the personal side, ensuring their authentic self is still being utilized through their companies and their values, even though we're getting so tech heavy?
That's a good question. I feel like you were mentioning taste a second ago, and I think that's kind of mapped in this whole thing. I think it's about authorship more than anything. I mean, AI can help you. It's like a really great assistant. It can support you in a lot of ways. But when you actually are looking at it, it's really just pattern matching broadly, right? It's just doing, it's a word calculator. It's, all these different things that people call it. But I always say that AI doesn't have taste. It just exposes yours. So at the end of the day—
Say that one more time.
AI doesn't have taste. It just exposes yours.
Wow.
Right. So
okay, tweet that at Kenna.
No, because
his last name is Zemedcom, but he doesn't use it, and I think it's because none of us can spell it.
That's right.
Yeah.
But AI can.
AI can spell it.
Can.
Yeah.
But I think that's where it starts. It's authorship. It's acknowledging that your taste is important. AI will help you optimize a lot of things, but in actuality, when you're in the mode of doing something, and I think, Annie, what you were saying about not letting it be too efficient, it's important to have loading states. It's important to help people understand that your company is doing a job and it's working for them. It's important for them to feel like you are present. It's important to have somebody who can actually pick up the phone. It's important for it to be people first. Don't lose that because you can get everything done in 2 seconds. Make sure that you're actually including yourself, because you're the authenticity. You're the reason why the company exists. You're the reason. You and your team are the reason why the heart is there and why the business will succeed, because it's going to be word of mouth. It's about trust. It's about the willingness for you to put yourself out there, and people buy into another human's experience more than they buy the product for the product. At times the product is all they want, but in most cases they want to know that it's coming from the right place, that it's being made by people they see themselves in. So I'll just say that.
And Kenna, let me ask you one more question. I asked Annie about fashion. Can you just talk a minute about music and what's going on with AI in music?
I mean, yeah, that's a mixed bag.
The good stuff, the good side. I know there's tough stuff too. But.
I mean, I don't use AI to make music. That's authentic self type of thing. Like, I just want to make sure that everyone knows that every lyric, every melody, every instrument, every track is written by me or my peers who are great artists. I want to make sure that that's authentic across the board. I do think that there are moments where you can include AI in the development of language or messaging or communicating to your team, to your managers, your agents, what you're trying to envision, what you're trying to communicate. It's really helpful when you're trying to express to a brand or a partner who you're trying to bring on board to support your business as an artist. We're all small businesses as artists. We have a few different businesses. As a musician, you start out with your masters, your music, you have your publishing, you have your merch and your things you sell, and then there's also the touring aspect. Those are all businesses that you run, and you're constantly, I always say, running for the president of the United States of Kenna. Like I'm out there campaigning all day, and
I would definitely vote for you.
Yeah, let's go. In my country, Kenna.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay, cool. But I think that's really where we as artists are looking at AI. I think a lot of people are worried that Suno and other these music platforms are going to make all the music the world's going to hear. But there is a backlash to that. There's a picket line. There's a whole bunch of things happening amongst talent that are basically saying, we generate culture. We are part of the biggest moments that make the world different because of who we are as people and who we are as performers. And AI can be very extractive, but it's about ownership and about authorship. And we just have to hold tight to that. And back to the taste thing, it's not going to replace who you are. It's just going to replicate it and derivate it. Make sure you know who you are. Make sure you have your identity.
So we're sitting, Chris, in this historic building, and maybe can you give a second on this building for folks?
Yeah, y'all know what the Spruce Goose was, like the world's
explain
biggest
it just in
wooden
case.
plane.
Yeah.
So Howard Hughes, multi-millionaire, was into film, all sorts of stuff. At one point,
Slightly insane. Yeah.
The movie
this place is
Aviator was
apparently
amazing.
haunted, so I'm very careful about what I say out loud in this place because I got to come back to work. Eccentric. Eccentric. And at one point, he decided he wanted to build the world's biggest plane made out of wood. And he did so in this actual building. So this is the hangar where he built the world's largest plane entirely out of wood. I think it flew a little bit right here. It flew a little bit. I think it flew enough to count as the world's largest plane at the time. But the building is really historic around that sort of aviation innovation. So I think it's cool. Google's here now doing different types of innovation.
It is. I wanted y'all to hear that because it's super cool.
That's the movie Aviator.
Yes.
With Leo
Yes.
DiCaprio.
Yeah.
You should watch it. It's cool.
Yeah, it's really good. So I wanted to talk about innovation and all these folks sitting in Google's offices right now. Tell them how to interact from a broad sense with Google as a company and your tools. I mean, I don't know,
Yeah.
it's a lot. But
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I've been here 5 years and I'm still learning. First is just one, get at me, right? We have 180,000 people working at this company, but we are still very relationship driven, right? Y'all now know me. We got Googler. Raise your hand if you're a Googler. Look at that. Y'all now know them, right? Have conversations. Human to human conversations is the way this company is driven. So chatting us up is a good way to get started. I would also say one of the interesting things, and you've heard me talk about this before, Google creates a lot of innovative products, but we tend to partner with folks on their deployment, especially if it's not like search ads, et cetera. Great example. We were working with a small business in the United States that's helping to identify potholes for local governments, right? So we're doing that in Tennessee, where in Nashville, they already put a bunch of in-vehicle cameras on their garbage trucks, their ambulances, their police cars, et cetera. Everywhere those cars drive around, we can use those videos with our technology to identify where the potholes are and then send that to the city so the city can go and fix them. We're not driving the cars around. We're not doing the cameras. We're not that front-end company. We're providing the back-end tech to be able to say that's a pothole and that's not a pothole. That's a piece of trash in the road, right? You can do that with vacant buildings, et cetera. I also like saying that because AI is not a time-traveling DeLorean. It might be a really cool Ferrari, but it ain't taking us back in time, right? There are practical uses to this stuff that are here today, and that's a good anchor point as you're thinking about your approach to AI, and it is a good anchor point when you're thinking about Brother Johnson and the NAACP as you're thinking about equity, right? That example that I just described, if the garbage trucks and the cop cars are only driving on the east side of the railroad tracks, no one on the west side is going to get their potholes filled, which is going to exacerbate an existing problem, right? But now that you've got all of the data, if you're driving the cars everywhere, your city can now make a decision that's more equitable around how are we going to fix these based on where the worst ones are, not based on who's yelling the loudest or who has the most influence, right? So it's one of those things where it can go either way. It can make an existing gap bigger, an existing problem worse, or it can actually solution equity gaps if you're using it the right way. So being super mindful and thoughtful about deployment. And when we partner with you, those are parts of the things that we're looking at for, right? Like, how can we deploy this thing equitably and align with our mission and make sure we're reaching and making useful this information to the largest amount of people?
And Annie, I'm going to ask the same with you with your 5 weeks of history at PayPal. 7 weeks. Excuse me. God, I didn't mean to cheat you. Those. I know.
No, at all.
But same thing. I mean, PayPal, Venmo. There's so many resources. We are building together. Hello Else PayPal a lot right now. But what's the best approach beyond just that one payments page with you all?
Yeah.
And if you can mention buy now, I think pay later. That's a great.
I would love to mention buy now, pay later. So
I love that product. So.
So most people think PayPal and you're thinking that yellow button in your checkout. And that is in fact one thing we do. But PayPal has access to one of the largest commerce data sets in the world. We support 35 million different companies, billions and billions of transactions. And we actually have a product suite that runs from fraud protection to lending to checkout optimization all the way through AI-powered discovery, which I do want to make a note on. And, we see the full picture of how small businesses operate, not just how they get paid. And I think with PayPal, and this is the promise of what we're building towards, the best way to start is with our platform, PayPal Open, but look at everything that we can offer you with a single integration, right? Because we can offer you buy now, pay later. We can easily set you up to process payments. But the more important things, and going back to my earlier answer about look how your money's moving, think about fraud protection here, right? I hate to bring it up because it is so boring and it's not inspirational, it's not sexy at all. That's the difference between a normal Tuesday for a small business and a chargeback event that really changes the trajectory of what you're doing. I also really recommend to look at checkout. A lot of businesses are losing money on checkout. What we can do, again, I'm going back to that single integration, is use AI to identify returning customers, autofill their information, and get them through a lot more quickly. And something that I'm going to note on here, just because of the panel I'm speaking on, I think everyone right now is thinking a lot about how to get their product catalog discoverable in AI commerce services, right? So what we're hearing, or the promise of this all, is that I will go to ChatGPT and say, hey, I want to get something for my mom, like give me some options, right? And the great leveling here is that your product could show up right next to a product from, I don't know, the Gap, right? We have recently brought in, back to that single integration, the ability to take your product catalog and put it live on all those different platforms. So GPT, Perplexity, Gemini, Copilot, with a single move. And that's truly, truly transformational, and a growth channel that you wouldn't have had access to a year earlier. And I think, those are a lot of places to start, but the way I'm answering this question is that you can start on all of them by a single integration with PayPal. And I think that's super exciting. We talk a lot about, I've heard it mentioned several times in this room today, we're all strapped, no one has time. I want you to be able to have dinner with your family because you can have all your invoicing handled by AI. And that's the promise of getting these kind of back-end tools set up.
The other thing I'll tout really quickly is many of your solopreneurs, and then you're going to grow into hiring individuals, having a larger company. One of the things I love under Michelle Gill's leadership at PayPal is they have created to where you don't have to switch systems as you grow. And I think that's big because that is very costly. It's a lot of tech debt. And so, but you have to be disciplined enough to dig deeper and see what else you need and do the homework, So.
And I do want to mention, because I know this is the number one concern in the room, cash flow and access to capital, right? because we have AI and because at PayPal we can see the full transaction picture, we see the buyer and the seller, we're able to get the actual picture of your business health that goes far beyond like a credit score or a bank application, right? So we're looking at things like your growth trajectory, seasonal patterns, sales trends, and able to grant lending based on that. We've actually granted something like $30 billion in lending over the last 10 years to upwards of 400,000 businesses. And I think, bringing AI in to read the true health of your business does things that a traditional bank application never could, and gives you access to funds that you might normally never have. Specifically for this room, I think could be really exciting and a great place to start.
I love the tactical steps. Yeah, no, you can give her a round of applause.
excited.
Super helpful.
Thanks, guys.
7 weeks and 1 day on the job.
It's true.
Come on.
It's true. Here we go.
Ken, I want to talk about impact for a minute. I think every business you've ever had has some kind of social impact. And my favorite things about business owners and entrepreneurs and the folks that we're going to bring on stage who we're highlighting as top 10 businesses, most of them have some kind of impact. How do you thread that in your business, and is it profitable?
Ooh, a profitability question at the end of that. You had to hook it.
Hook it.
You know what? I have a pretty simple approach for myself. I don't know how you guys, map your approach to social impact, but mine's really nuclear in nature. So I do clean water initiatives for my father, who was born I was born in Ethiopia as well. So for his village and otherwise, and clean water initiatives.
Dr. Z,
PhD. And then I do women empowerment for my mother and my sister, Black foreign females. So anything I can do to engage women in my business is critical. And then arts and arts advocacy for myself. And so that's really how I look at everything. And it allows me to thread the needle of as a filter, what I'm going to do, what I'm going to work with, who I'm going to work with, and always aiming at a higher value or a higher purpose, right? In that, I think profitability is a question mark. It depends on the idea. It depends on what you're trying to accomplish. I'm a business as well. I run a tech company now. I've been building it for a few years. It's an arts advocacy platform. It's invite-only, private, off-marketplace for top talent to access opportunities at scale. So I'm really curious about your PayPal business health stuff, and I've been talking to Chris as well. As I look at a business and I'm building it, and I'm a small business, I have only so many employees, a lot of contractors. I'm trying to build this company from scratch. I understand, that there's always going to be these, more important things that are, capital intensive. But the key is to incorporate the things you care about in your everyday, if you can. Whatever you're doing personally, whatever you're doing with the business, trying to incorporate that with the team and the people who are around you, and make sure you're hiring people who understand that there's a social impact narrative that's at the base of your business that allows everybody to be a part of it in a meaningful way. And that's how I approach it. Profitability, I'm still working on.
All right. Well, yeah, please. Absolutely. Okay, we're going to round this up. You opened with advice, okay? And I want you to close. So on Hello Alice has a show called The Big Idea on Yahoo Finance, and we love highlighting all of you. So DM me, because we love doing small business shout-outs. We have something on the show called The Dirty Unicorn, and it is the Dirty Unicorn. Don't think of it that way. He's a nasty boy. So it's basically the mistake you've made in business, but that you learn the most from. I'm catching on this because this wasn't in your briefing notes. So you'll get Annie. She's like, ah! So just one mistake that we can all learn from, because I think we talk a lot in business about success and awesome, but we are all probably making 10 mistakes before breakfast, right? So just a nice, transparent, dirty unicorn. Chris, we'll start with you.
Yeah. So many. I think when I started my career, I was the youngest and the blackest person in a room full of elected officials, right? When I started, I was representing city and county governments. So it was the mayor of whatever to their members of Congress in Washington, D.C. I was the intermediary. I made the mistake of focusing in on trying to be the smartest person in the room. And in doing so, I got put in a box of, okay, so you're like our supercomputer. You're not going to open any deals. You're not closing any deals. We're going to put you in the closet and then ask you, okay, what are the 15 different ways I can get public funding for this project back home? You were their AI? I was their AI. And then they would go off and do all the stuff. They were the ones going off and making all the money. I didn't pivot quickly enough to realize that I had already established myself enough to be present in that room and to be my authentic self in that room. And because I wasn't, I got put in the corner as the AI before AI. Don't do that to yourself. Show up authentically as who you are, and you will get so much further. In a world of AI, being a person matters even more. Be the person that you are.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, right? Annie, what's your...
He added a fail, and then he added a
Did you like that? Yeah, that was so good. That was an arc, right? That was a dribble, an arc, a slam. All right, Annie, what's your dirty unicorn?
I would say, and this is advice, I'm going to blame it on my upbringing and my parents. The piece of advice that I got, I remember when I entered the workforce at 22, I was an assistant merchant at Ann Taylor in New York City.
Ann Taylor Law.
Whew. And my dad said to me, just, keep your head down, work. We're from Wisconsin, that's the accent. Keep your head down, work really hard, and the cream will rise to the top. And I was like, okay, yeah, Dad. So I would show up at 6 a.m. every day, and I would do my data entry, and I would sit in the back of meetings very quiet. This is kind of a similar story. Sit in the back of meetings. I was very quiet, but I was very punctual, and I was really good at what I did. But no one knew who I was. And, I'm Midwestern. There was kind of like a natural barrier to self-promotion, right? Like, I got to say, hi, I'm Annie. Like, what do you do? Here's what I'm about. Like, that kind of stuff is anathema to us. But I really had to learn to do it, and learn to put myself out there and also consider my uniqueness. And I think this is also generational, right? Like, I think, I'm an elder, a very elder millennial, and the world that we were raised in at work was shut up and do your job until we decide that you're good enough to have a voice in the room. I don't hire people to not have an opinion, right? Like, I'm running a democracy at PayPal with my team, and I want to hear what you have to think. And if you don't have anything to think, or you're doing your work, but you're just doing your work, then you're just not as valuable. And I think, you guys are all going back to the elevator pitches. You have to decide who you are and how to tell how you are in 30 seconds. And that is so much more important. And building those relationships is so much more important than, being really, really excellent at creating a spreadsheet could ever be. But I do think that the generational divide has really changed things. Because I do have a bunch of Gen Zs on my team, and respect to you guys, because you're like, hi, I'm here. Like, and here's my opinion. And here is what I will do for you, Annie. And I love it. I'm like, you're so much better than me. You're so much braver. So I think it's actually kind of self-correcting. But yeah, relationships much more important than the actual work of the work will ever be at some points.
That's very good advice. Yeah.
That's really
my sister-in-law, Erin Gore, is from Wisconsin, so you'll have to meet.
Hey.
Yes.
I bet. Yeah, we're probably related. Yep.
I have to shout her out. She's the head of Garden Society, one of the largest cannabis companies in the country, and I love her. And she has my perfect nephew. Kenna, land the spruce goose. Let's hear it.
Oh, yeah, the spruce goose.
What's your dirty unicorn?
I'm listening to yours, and I don't want to repeat a story, so I'm going to try to pivot.
Theme. Yeah, there's a
I'm going to pivot from it. I'll say that a failure of mine is not having, I didn't go to college, so I didn't actually get the education my dad really wanted me to have. My dad was, like I said, Dr. Z, PhD, finance and entrepreneurship. That was my dad. And he was always like, you're going to be a musician? Okay. If you're going to be a ditch digger, be the very best ditch digger. So being that as it may, when I started building the company, a lot of the learning, I did a lot of reconning to to see the market, competitive analysis, et cetera, et cetera. The thing that I didn't really learn a lot about was really fundraising and learning about governance of a company when you take money from investors and how you approach that and what you need to do to be thoughtful about the kind of partners you take in. I'm pretty strategic and thoughtful about, intentional about who's involved with my company. Obviously, you can tell I try to think through everything, but even when you're doing that, there's a lot of learning in what kind of notes you're using, what kind of lawyers you're using, what kind of team you're involved in. And my biggest fail was really not having enough education and not seeking more knowledge about that first before I walked into it, because then I had to learn on the job and it was super difficult. And I've made a bunch of mistakes since because of that. The beginning begets, what happens in the end, and then you have to do a lot of creative things to get back to where you want to be, and that's a pain in the ass. So I'll just say to everybody, that's my big fail. I'm learning a lot as I go too, but I would just suggest that everyone take the time to think about the future of your business and what money you are going to try to take and what that means and what you actually are trying to accomplish and who you want in your business, but also how you want to exist in your business in the long run well before you start it. Because I think you'll find that money will dominate a lot of the things you're thinking you want to do and your vision for your business if you don't take the extra second to say, am I going to do it this way or that way or with this money or that money? That's my
Great advice. Well, let's thank Kenna and Annie and Chris. Amazing. And while we take this photo, who wants to talk about their business? You've raised your hand so many times and I've missed you. So.
The pipe. So Ariane, I have a skincare company, started 5 years ago, but research took a long time. It's basically just 2 products that covers all you don't have to do anything else. It replaces all your other except sunscreen. And I've got about 10 awards. Elle Magazine's Best Serum of the Year, Organic Product of the Year, Best Eye Serum. Oh, and just 5 days ago, we find out that we are also finalists in both products, Clean Beauty Award. So, and trust me when I said, it really, really does work. So, thank you. Oh, Earth and Halo. And the product is Blue Crystalline. You can look it up. And Apple of My Eye. And hopefully, not hopefully, soon sunscreens to follow. And it's going to be different. Earth Halo Skincare. And earthhaloskincare.com. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to head into our award winners, our pitch competition. And I just want to explain a little bit about the rest of the day. If you didn't get your headshot, feel free to pop out and back in. But out of respect for our pitch winners, kind of go and come back if you don't mind. And then I wanted to acknowledge all the great contributions in our Hello Owls gifting suite. Hopefully y'all got to go by. We love promoting small business products. If you pick one up, please follow that company as a thank you, because they give these for free. So I know Callie Ray is out there, thanks to Winnie Zomner, Jen Sando, our elder care company. There's just a lot of great companies. So if you could do that, I would really value it. Now, I am so excited to announce, as y'all know, we have applications for both state and national award winners right now live on the Main Street Tour. And our next stop is Houston, then we go to Miami and New York and DC. We're so excited. And we got incredible applications for small businesses who are both making an impact, effectively utilizing AI, have hyper growth. So I'm going to ask these businesses to start coming up as I call your names, please. So Fella, where's Fella? Hopefully we got everybody up here. Stephanie Fagan of Partners Drywall, Naomi Mendoza. Come on up, everybody come up as I call your name. Come on up. Yes, give them rounds of applause. Desiree. Where's Desiree? Yes, all right. Claudine. Olivia Yuli. Yes, come on up. Ashley Carlson, Matt Jones, Chaka Stewart, David Miller, Laura Vu. Like it, everybody? Y'all see my little glasses keep going? They're as tired as I am. They're like, whoop. Okay, so these are incredible business owners. Here, why don't y'all center up all the way over? So these business owners, come on up. We had hundreds and hundreds of applications. You're going to hear about them because they're going to pitch, but we'll also be then moving them up to a potential national awards, which is super exciting. So first, can we give them a big round of applause? You're going to hear from them in their pitch, but when you listen, make sure to follow their company because it's really important that we're promoting each other. Go to their websites and support them, okay? All right. In the meantime, I am so excited to welcome up Kelly. Come on up, Kelly. All right. So Kelly Cornish is the head of the TD Jakes Foundation. She is also I would call you my spiritual mentor in addition to my amazing business mentor. She is going to talk to you more as the judges are deliberating in a minute about the TD Jakes Foundation. But we have a significant partnership together. And Kelly, I want you to just focus on her words today of both wisdom, support, love, and she's going to run this pitch competition. And then we're going to talk through TD Jakes Foundation while the judges are deliberating. And then when that is done, y'all, we're going to do speed networking with all the people you saw speak today. So I'll explain when this is done, but I just wanted you to know we're going to go back out and go into tables that will have a placard with PayPal and Google and Kenna and music and theater. So we'll explain all that. It's clear as mud, as we say in Texas. But let me hand it to Miss Kelly.
Great, thank you. Thank you. So before you leave, let me get logistics straight. Will they stay up here?
Yeah.
And where will the judges be?
I'm not going to leave you, I promise.
Okay, great. So
our
where will the judges?
will be welcomed up to sit in the front here.
Okay, and I'll introduce them, and then we'll jump into the pitch.
Yep, and so each of you have 1 minute. Now, do y'all know the average, if you've ever pitched a banker or a venture capitalist, their average is listening to you for 3 minutes before they start thinking about something else. You're thinking about their phone, their dog, what they need to do today, they're hungry. So you got about a minute to capture them, believe it or not. And so each individual is going to pitch for 1 minute, and we'll go from there.
And do they know the prize?
You get to do that, Oprah.
So yes, so I'll just start with the end in mind. So if the person who wins will be one winner, and the prize today is $5,000. Yes. So yes, it makes it a bit more intense. So the TD Jakes Foundation will be sponsoring that prize. We're excited about it. But so let me introduce the judges. And as Elizabeth said, as they begin to deliberate after everything is over, then I'll tell you a little bit more about who we are and what we do and how this partnership came together. So let me introduce the great judges we have. I am so excited because they have come from near and far. And I will start with Pat Kashida. She's a president of the Cal Asian Chamber. Will you please stand? Let's give her a hand. Next, we have Cynthia Aramillo, the Chief Growth and Partnership Officer for the U.S. Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Will she please stand? We have Jamal Watkins, the Senior Vice President of Strategy and Advancement at the NAACP. And my colleague and good trouble is Mark Alexander, the Chief Strategy Officer for the TD Jakes Foundation. Yes. All right, so I guess we'll just go down the line and let them do it. I will be your timer, and I have to ask, will this be anything like The Voice or anything like that, where it'll be some crowd participation and voting? What? All right, we're gonna make this fun. We'll make it fun. Yes, I won't date myself and call it The Gong Show, but it'll be something like The Voice or something. So, but anyway, okay, let's start. We're going to start with you. And once again, you have to tell us your organization, tell us your name, your organization, and then you have 60 seconds to pitch, okay? There you go.
Hello, everyone. My name is Matt Jones. I'm the co-founder of Crease Beast. We invented the very first memory foam crease protector for your shoes. So when your shoes wrinkle at the front, we innovated a product that acts as a buffer to prevent your shoes from creasing. A lot of people believe shoes are assets now, so they want to protect them. They increase value over time. So we invented this product 5 years ago. It launched. It's sold in 88 countries. We've made over $5 million all over the world. We're in Target now. We're trying to get into a bunch of other stores, but Crease Beast is the name of our company. You can follow us on Instagram at The Crease Beast. Visit our website if you have a sneakerhead in your family that you want to get a gift for, but that's my company.
That's awesome. Okay, next.
All right, I'm David Miller from LA Photo Party. We are a photo activation company. That means everything from a simple photo booth at a bar mitzvah to a Glambot robotic camera arm at a movie premiere. We also manufacture photo booths and software for other small businesses that want to get in the industry. So we have a community of hundreds of business owners that we support and use our products at thousands of events every month, delivering hundreds of thousands of photos and memories by email and text, and even in 2026, printed out photos still very popular. That is a small slice of the potential industry out there. Anytime people gather, even right outside here, there's a chance for a photo booth or photo experience or headshots. And using AI tools these days, we do use them in our experience. So we just had an event for ESPN at the Super Bowl where we turned people into a Patriots superfan or Seahawks superfan or a sideline reporter immediately at that event, and people could print those out or share them, and it was a ton of fun. We also use AI in our back end to create tools for our internal team as well as our business users. We just released one that's a financial planning tool. People can input their costs, their marketing plans, their event plans, and use that calculator to adjust and see how that would affect their profits.
You did it. Awesome.
I got through about half of what I planned.
Okay, we're going to pause for just a second. Erica, I'm going to bring you up. I'm going to let you be the timer for me because, I can't walk and chew gum at the same time. So Erica Ross from our team, she's going to come up as well, and she's going to help me keep time. But with that, we will start with the next person.
Go ahead. Yes. All right. Hi, I'm Ashley Carlson, founder and CEO of Elevate Business Solutions. We're on a mission to help entrepreneurs stop feeling buried in their day-to-day through better systems, smarter delegation, and stronger financial organization. As a third-generation entrepreneur, this is a personal mission of mine. And in 2020, or since 2021, we've created flexible careers for more than 20 women and supported more than 100 small businesses nationwide. When our clients grow, they hire, expand, and reinvest in their communities. To help our founders work smarter, we've also integrated AI tools in our work with ChatGPT, ClickUp. The list goes on, but we work with it to streamline workflows, accelerate documentation, and we so far have seen a reduction of administrative time reduced by about 30%. With the award investment, we would invest in advanced AI trainings and automations for our team. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Desiree. Most fashion brands use trends to decide what to make. We use AI to decide what not to make. My brand is Pop Linen, a circular fashion brand offering ultra cozy, sustainable, and size-inclusive clothing for women. We make everything in Los Angeles, and we also support about 30 skilled garment workers and help them with contributing to a more sustainable income for themselves. And we've also expanded beyond direct to consumer to big box retailer, including Nordstrom and Macy's. And we've helped generate over 4,000 donations to mentorship programs through Step Up. We're also proud members of 1% for the Planet. What differentiates us here today is how we use AI, from Google for workspace everyday tasks to Claude for modeling margin scenarios to evaluate wholesale risk. We'd use this award money to continue to deepen our AI-driven inventory forecast to reduce our overproduction by 15%. Pop Linen is proof that AI empowers fashion industry here in LA for the better. Thank you so much.
One second. How's it going, judges? It's good. We're good? We're good? Okay. All right. Let's keep going.
Alrighty, hello, my name is Naomi Mendoza. I'm the second generation restaurant owner of Cuernavaca's Grill in the downtown LA Fashion District. I came into ownership a year prior to COVID. We just turned 20 years this past year and we were in the negatives, but I turned to social media and gained virality, 10.5 million views on our chile relleno, and that saved our restaurant. Not only did it save it, it expanded it. We expanded from a 700 square foot location to 3,000 square feet. Since then, we've been featured on the Drew Barrymore Show, NASDAQ, the Wall Street Journal, local, international press as well. And, you know, as these big games are coming, we are using AI to integrate and have these activations. And these activations have had wait lines of 4+ hours. So we would use that for that. And then we locally source and keep everything within the LA Fashion District. As we grow, our community continues to grow as well.
Hi, I'm Uli, and I'm the founder and chief everything officer at Uli's Gelato. Yes. Uli's Gelato is a gelato manufacturing company right here in LA. I source all of our ingredients from California farms as much as I can. California milk, California pistachios, not Italian, California strawberries, blueberries. And we recently launched at local Whole Foods, Bristol Farms, and Lazy Acres, so that was a huge win. We are with a big national distributor. And the reason why I'm telling you all this, as a gelato manufacturer, when I was starting with all of these big name companies, I really needed AI to help me with the paperwork. Because when you get deducted $1,000 and they tell you, oh, it was page 50, footnote number 5, you owe us that money, AI really helps me sift through those documents instead of spending sleepless nights reading them. And why did I start this company? It's because I wanted a company that was an American
Time's
gelato
up.
company.
Sorry, time.
Sorry,
Got time.
thank
That's okay.
you.
Great, thanks.
Ever heard of the saying, don't cry over spoiled milk? Well, every breastfeeding mom has. And after spending hours of endless nights and emotional energy to pump this liquid gold, and it's our only baby's food, if this spoiled, we're all crying. That's why I created Mila's Keeper, to protect your baby's milk and her sanity. I'm Laura Vu, the inventor of the Milk Keeper, a patented eco-friendly breast milk cooler that keeps milk cold for 20 hours without the use of ice, to helping breastfeeding families return to work and to travel and to pump on the go with peace of mind. Tens of thousands of moms are already using our products, and with the recognition from Time Magazine for Best Inventions, we're just getting started. With millions of moms returning to work every year, we have the potential to impact millions of moms. We use AI tools right now to create content for social media, email marketing, and automate customer engagement. Sorry.
Time is up.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. And last and definitely not least.
Hello, everyone. I'm Chaka Stewart from Flipside Event Cleanup. Flipside is an event cleaning company. We provide live, post, and post-event cleaning. We provide dumpsters as well as waste and trash removal. Flipside currently uses AI to make sure that our team as well as answer any questions regarding our services. The biggest thing that we do is donate food as well as flowers back to the city after every event. After every event, everyone knows that no one thinks about the big stuff like trash. So the biggest thing that we do at Flipside is talk trash.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so the judges are going to take a couple of minutes just to pull everything together. I think Mark is like the lead judge. I think he wants to grab a couple of pictures while we're waiting. While they are doing that, I will share a little bit about who we are at the TD Jakes Foundation. Can you guys squeeze in, squeeze in? Got it. Okay, great. So I think they're going to get one in the back. And while we're doing that, this is so interesting. So the TD Jakes Foundation, we are based in Dallas. We also have an office in Atlanta, and we are growing quickly. It's a 5-year-old foundation. Last year, we put out, in partnership with Wells Fargo, about $10 million in grants to nonprofits to help around financial inclusion in communities, workforce readiness, community educational access, and community transformation and well-being. Our partnership with Hello Alice is pretty unique. Elizabeth and I had an opportunity June of last year to be a part of a program called O Dallas. Oprah came to Dallas for an entrepreneurship conference called Good Soil. And Elizabeth and I got together. We had a stage moment where we just kind of went back and forth on some of the things that are working in life, as well as in our business and the work that we do. And I think that was the spark of us coming together. We were on the road with Hello Alice in the fall. We did something similar to this in Dallas and then in DC at the Google office in DC, and it was phenomenal. And I decided in Dallas at the first one, like they were giving away $1,000, and I came in and I said, they had 3 people, and they were going to give one person $1,000, and I was like, let me be Oprah today. I just had this Oprah vibe, and like everybody gets $1,000, and you get $1,000, you get $1,000. So everybody won $1,000, and so she upped it just a bit. I can't do everybody gets $5,000, but we did decide to sponsor the $5,000 for this next round. So we're excited. It is great. Our chairman, TD Jakes, many of you know him as Bishop TD Jakes. He is chairman of our board of directors. We are a public 501c3 charity, and we work with corporations to disseminate money in communities. Our brand identity really gets us into communities that really need it the most. So we come in as that engine, very similar to what the NAACP does with Hello Alice. And so we're always looking for great partners to help be that. We are the boots on the ground. We have about 30% programming, but the rest of what we do is delivered through partners, nonprofit partners, about 70% of what we do. The last thing I will say is, I think 2 years ago, we had about impact of about 350,000 people. Last year, we were north of 780,000 people with a goal of reaching 1 million by the end of this year. So we're excited to be out here. Great to partner with Hello Alice and to be in the city with NAACP during the Image Awards week. So without further ado, do we have a winner? All right, I think we need a drum roll. Drum rolls, please. Yes. Winners. Don't you love that? That's like, listen. Yes, let's turn this into The Voice and America's Got Talent.
Can you guys hear? We just want to say you are all amazing and all deserving, and 1 minute was tough. I mean, we would not want to be in your shoes, but we just wanted to say congratulations to all of you. It was a very tough decision.
That's great. Yes, let's
Ditto. My heart is pounding, and I wish I had, checks for everyone.
And we would encourage you, as we were listening, some of your endeavors, for example, like I heard some social impact work when you talk about breast milk, for example, and that is global in scope. And so just really thinking about how you see your business venture versus being more hyper-local, like a restaurant that's in community. So just how do you think about, the trajectory of the growth arc, but really loved what all of you are pitching.
No, I would agree with all of my colleagues here. Great businesses overall continue to sort of leverage AI impact, social impact, and global leverage. But good job.
That's great. Thank you. And so with that, I also want to say this is a space that we're in as well. And if you did not win today, we definitely want to stay in touch with you as we help businesses grow. We would love to have you guys part of what we do, and we can talk more about that. But for today, the winner is, come show me again. Come show me. That's an Oscar moment. Envelope, please. Yes, and the winner is Elevate Business Solutions. Woo! Ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. Congratulations. So quickly, we heard quite a few. So tell us in 30 seconds again who you are and what you do.
Okay, so we help business owners get out of the weeds, entrepreneurs. We are, someone else set it up here, CEO, Chief Everything Officer, and I'm really passionate about getting the back end things off of your plate, making sure that you have an ability to step into the CEO role. Why did you start this business? Get back to doing what you love, making an impact in doing what you love. Let us do the spreadsheets because we love those, that type of thing. So,
Great job.
All right, Elizabeth, you're going to kill me, but I have to do it. I have to do it. So she won the $5,000, but the rest will get $2,500 each. So it'll get you going. Yes, you're so welcome.
Wait, don't you leave. Okay, so I want to be really clear that this funding comes from the T.D. Jakes Foundation. And Chairman, formerly Bishop T.D. Jakes, and Kelly are just leading an incredible movement across the country to ensure equity, ensure jobs, ensure workforce, integration of AI. So please, in return, support T.D. Jakes Foundation. Partner with them, work with them. So, and thank Kelly for her leadership. Y'all, I'm so excited about to pee a little. I don't know. Sorry, Kelly's like, stop. Okay, y'all can have a seat. Thank you. You're amazing. Wow.
Oh, you want to get one more?
Yeah. Come on up, judges. And then can we also thank our judges? A big round of applause to our judges. Come on up, y'all. Come on up. Yeah, and I just want to be really clear that the U.S. Hispanic Chamber, NAACP, Cal Asian Chamber, they also were great partners putting this event on. So I wanted to make sure to thank them. I want to thank Kelly one more time. That was super exciting. Thank you. Okay, here's what we're going to do. This is a time to connect with the speakers, the partners. They all stayed, which I'm so gracious and thankful for. So what you're going to do you see up here the tables? Y'all see behind me here? I finally had to give up on my glasses. They're like done. So these tables are right outside. There is and Jen, please tell me if I'm wrong. There's a table tent that will have these folks' name on it. This is going to be organized chaos that we're going to have y'all chat with these individuals and you'll hear us hollering or ringing a bell to move to a next station. It's also a time for you to meet each other. I really encourage you to dig deep with Google and PayPal and all of our partners, our creators, learn from them, learn from each other. We're not coming back in, so I first want to say thank you. Hello Alice, we love y'all so much. We have 1.6 million of you on our platform now. It's so crazy. But as a software company, we barely get to come see you, so this is really special. I really want to thank Jen Fahrenbrook and Jeff Murray. Jen is from Hello Alice and Jeff Murray from Google, wherever he is. They worked so hard to put this on, so if we could thank them. And our great partners with NAACP and the T.D. Jakes Foundation as just our anchor, ride or dies. Thank you so much. And Google for hosting us with this beautiful space. Now, Outside, you're also going to get Chappie's pretzels, all right? And y'all saw Adam's energy today. The man is amazing. So they're a small business. So if you are eating those, please push out a picture of yourself eating Chappie's pretzels. And then the gifting suite, I'm going to bring it up again. If you got anything from the gifting suite, please follow those businesses, support them. So at Hello Alice, we are here for you. Send us questions. How can we do better? I'm Elizabeth Gore at Elizabeth Gore USA. And then we've got Hello Alice team members outside, Googlers outside to support you and answer your questions. So, you like my boots? Thank you. My daughter bought me these, actually. It's kind of fun. All right, y'all, thank you again. Please go straight out and choose your tables. And then also there's a step and repeat where you can take your photos, push those out. So thank you and enjoy. Yeah.
I want to take a photo of your...
Oh, sure.
my wife will...
I got these at... Oh, I need that. So sweet. What's your name?
Don't say hi.
Nice to meet you. It's such a pleasure.